Live from Puebla, it's Austin, Texas. This is Stacker.News Live.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker.News Live. Yeah, Keyan, how was your week?
Hello. My week was good. I don't remember anything from it.
Dude, it was a short week, wasn't it?
Did it feel like a short week? Yeah.
Yeah, because of the winter storm.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe cold makes time travel different. I don't know.
Tuesday felt like 3 days in one or something. Tuesday was so busy. Were you busy on Tuesday?
We did have a lot of folks here. I guess so. I don't know.
It was busy for me.
Felt kind of usual to me, but yeah, it was cold and that was fun and different environment.
Looks like everybody's in El Salvador this weekend for the Plan B thing.
I did see a little bit of that. Yeah.
I'm surprised there's no I don't see any videos or anything like that, but I guess it's not being streamed or televised.
Might not be televised, I guess. Yeah, I encountered it because I think Bitcoin Plus posted something from Amboss. They released some exchange.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, Justifer sent me that earlier this week. They launched something called see if I can find it.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
They call it an exchange, but maybe it's like Bolts maybe is an exchange. Or
Justifer, you got to come on and explain what this is next time.
Yeah, you have to be is he in Austin?
No, I'm saying he should just come on on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, if you've never seen this crazy show before, it's called Stacker.News Live. We cover the front page of Bitcoin. And if you go to YouTube, where people are still subscribing for some reason, I told you to stop, but people keep subscribing.
That's not down? That number isn't down?
Nope, they keep doing it for some dumb reason.
We need to keep our unsubscribe campaign going. We need to be more firm about it.
Yeah. Anyways, if you've never seen the show, check out the videos. Wumble makes some really cool clips every week. He did a Lucy one, which I thought was funny. But the most popular Wumble clip last week was the Michael Saylor one. Apparently, that one got a lot of views with the kids. People just love Saylor, man.
I guess so. I don't think they...
You can just throw Saylor's face on any video, and it'll just get like more than 100 views. Or this one's close to it, but it doesn't matter.
I wonder what they thought of the actual video, though. Did we even get any comments on that one?
I don't know. I have to look at the end. We'll go over the comments at the end. We did get a comment on that one. But I definitely think he's just like the Elon Musk of Bitcoin, basically, at this point, where he's just a face. Yeah,
and he's just moving money around rather than sending things into space.
But anyways, check out that if you want to. And there's some other videos. And we're going to jump into the top 3 stories this week on Stacker.News Live. The third top story this week is Zeus, Ellen Zeus. Is that a misspell? Release V010.1. No, hang on. Let me start again. Zeus, Ellen Zeus. Release V0.12.2. This is from 0x Bitcoiner Lightning Territory. 19 comments, 5,648 sets. Keyan, what's Evan up to these days?
Yeah, it looks like another minor release of Zeus. I guess the headline features are that they added legacy support for South African QR codes. I guess like Pick and Pay, Money Badger.
Is that the ones that they use? The M-Pesa? Is that what it's called, or the one with the phone?
M-Pesa, I think, is a CBDC out of Kenya, I believe. This is Pick and Pay, the large grocery retail chain in South Africa, accepts Bitcoin via Money Badger. And what Money Badger does is they somehow wrap the Pick and Pay invoice, but it does like kind of a weird thing where it gives you a URL in the QR code rather than a Lightning invoice or even an Ellen URL. And so Zeus has now been adapted to support that. I guess they probably, Money Badger maybe can't upgrade those systems or something. That was one thing they added. Lots of commits, lots of contributors. And then I think the other headline feature was that they added an activity view for your NWC in Zeus.
Oh, really?
And then I think there are a few other more like kind of nuanced things. I guess it doesn't do a express graph sync by default anymore. It does it. It turns it on when you make your first payment, which might improve, I guess, probably like the onboarding for people who are using the app for the first time. But those are, I think, the main ones that I could pick out from this release.
Yeah, there's so many options in the settings now.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then even in tools. What's the difference between tools and settings in a Bitcoin and a Lightning wallet, Keyan?
If I had to guess, tools are things that are like actively do things. Like, so you hit a button and stuff.
So the
stuff
Nostr
happens.
wallet connects services and tools.
Yeah. So it probably creates it's like kind of something, I guess, that's like sort of outside, like a sort of an active experience rather than a passive one, which is the settings and kind of happens in the background. Tool is something I guess you more interact with. That's how I would guess.
It even has a currency
Evan
converter
is
in here in these tools.
Dividing them.
That's cool. I guess I just never looked
Very
at the
powerful pro wallet, I would say.
Cool stuff. Check it out, Stackers. We have any comments in the top comments? Top one was from Evan. He said, I think it's pretty good. Very humble Bitcoiner.
Glad he agrees with himself.
Jason B said, Zeus plus Money Badger equals fire, fire, fire.
Jason B, who just went to South Africa for a few months.
Yeah. And then Blockchain Boot just said Money Badger.
It is a great name. I meditated on how good that name was.
Jason B?
No, Money Badger.
Money Badger, oh.
Rather than Honey Badger?
No, I got it.
Oh.
Cool stuff. All right, well, let's jump into the number 2 top story this week. I think I hit back. Yeah, I did. The number 2 top story this week is, can a Bitcoin standard improve animal welfare and analysis? This is from Simple Stacker, January 28th, in the Bitcoin Beginners territory of books and articles, territory of politics and law, territory, animal world territory. I'm going to keep reading out these territories. So if you guys do 20, I'm going to say them all. 13 comments, 5,828 sets. Keyan. What's this?
So Simple Stacker asked himself, or I guess at one point was wondering if Bitcoin fixes animal welfare. And he said he couldn't really find anything. And so
Well, it looks like he found this right here.
he did the work himself. So some of the stats that he found were that 775,000 animals are used for research in the United States each year, not including like the lower animals, mice and rats and birds and fish and reptiles, I guess, and insects too. So if you do research on those, you don't even report it to the government, and you can just do, I guess, probably mostly whatever you want with them. But for higher animals like dogs and cats and things like that, you report it. So 775,000 of those animals are researched on per year. And then of those animals, 240,000 are used in experiments that result in pain. And 12,000 of those are dogs and 3,000 of those are cats.
Oh, wow.
And then in about a fifth of those, no attempt is made to minimize the pain during those experiments. So, chopping parts off, stitching on extra limbs, or whatever they do in these experiments. And he covers one in the scandalous examples where they took beagles and they put their head in a flea-infested chamber. And I think they kind of left them there for quite a long time. Anyway, so this happens a lot. We do a lot of animal research on including lower animals. It's like 100 million a year in the United States, by some estimates, and 200 million worldwide. And so does Bitcoin fix this? If the government goes on a Bitcoin standard, can we expect this to end or at least get much smaller? And Simple Stacker thinks so, because he thinks a lot of this research is funded by the government, and it's funded by the government because the government funds most research. But in the case where it's privately funded, there is accountability and reputation tied to the research. So if I'm like a makeup manufacturer and I want to do research on dogs, like putting eyeshadow on dogs and seeing if it causes rashes or whatever, if that leaks out to
Why would they do that on dogs though?
I don't know. I think they do. There are reasons to do some of this research on higher life forms. I don't know why, but this is just a toy example.
There should be some balances and checks and stuff, because sometimes you got to question, you know, sometimes you get in the lab for a long time and you start seeing weird crap. So maybe they're just like going a little bit neurosis. Is that a word? Neurotic?
Neuroses are I think describe worries and concerns.
They'd be like, yeah, we better check it on this dog.
Oh, they need neuroses, or they have?
They have neuroses, I think.
Well, if they had neuroses, it probably wouldn't lead them to do research on dogs. But to continue with my example, if I'm a makeup manufacturer, I'm doing research on dogs with my makeup, and it leaks to the public that I'm doing that, I likely lose customers. You know, if we found that L'Oreal had a huge plant where they were doing research on dogs and killing dogs and causing them a bunch of pain, I'm pretty sure L'Oreal would cease to exist. And so that's kind of his point, is on a Bitcoin standard, the government has less money. They're not funding research. This research that has no accountability.
Well, just to add, like, it's probably cost more money to store the dogs, the animals. Why don't they just try it on humans, right? Like, or is that the wrong thing to say? Because, like, everybody needs jobs these days. Wouldn't it make more sense just try it on humans?
They do research on humans, but it's usually like the last stage of research that they do.
I think we should early up the stages maybe, right?
I think we consider it even more unethical to, like, pay someone to be...
oh, yeah, I guess that's wrong, right?
Yeah, they would, like, if we're going to cause serious permanent harm to humans...
That looks terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're dead?
No, that's their head in a net with a bunch of fleas.
Oh, man, dude. I love puppies.
Yeah,
Hard to see that.
So he concludes because the government is more constrained that they're not going to fund research that has no accountability, and therefore the research that does exist will exist primarily in the private sector, and because the private sector has a reputation, like people in the private sector have a reputation maintained to keep their businesses going, they are less likely to engage in the harmful kinds of animal research that has no merit, especially. Like a lot of research, you can point to a lot of research that seems like it has nearly no point except to satisfy someone's curiosity, and they don't mind that it's harming animals in the process.
Well, top comment was from Siggy47, said, excellent posts. Don't think I don't know what you're doing. This one might actually be good enough for a Grand Slam. What is he implying there? Oh, the cross posting. Okay, I get you. Yeah, it was a lot of cross posts. Okay, next one was from Undisciplined. I'm not a public choice expert, but I think they'd frame your arguments slightly differently. Government actors lacking profit and loss feedback do not perceive value in the same way as market entrepreneurs. So it's not that they'd be better at choosing socially valuable projects under hard money constraints. Yeah, he's totally right on that. Yeah. I see the benefits coming from these two mechanisms. Most of these unethical research projects are peripheral to the goals of state actors, so they'll prioritize other probably unethical stuff that matters more to them. And then two, with near certainty, state activities generate economic losses. Therefore, fewer state activities equals reduced losses. What does he mean by that last second part? What does he mean by this? With near certainty, losses.
He's just saying the government is bad at spending money.
Yeah, and then he's saying, yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's dead on with this part. Because, right, like, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely think about things differently. That was a point that Simple Stacker made in the post, where a lot of the people who are getting grants, they're not getting grants because he argues that they're not getting grants because the value of the work that has high market value. They're getting grants because they have relationships with the grant giving people, and the grant giving people the grant giving people want to see those market outcomes, even if, like, the general market is not interested in it. And so it's not necessarily bad that grants are given out, but it is not identical to the same amount of money being spent by the market, like the outcome.
CJE95 said, did you happen to run across the number of animals that might be used for, say, medical research of some sort of diseasing dogs compared to the ones used for the other ones, like exposing them to chemicals. Civil Stacker said, no, I only saw high-level aggregate statistics, total number, no further breakdown. It's wild. Yeah, you got anything else on this? This is a really depressing post, but yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to see the horrors.
Yeah.
Can't all be suns and roses and flowers and...
I mean, all this, a lot of the conclusion hinges on the government eventually accepting Bitcoin, a Bitcoin standard. And I'm skeptical of that outcome. I think a lot of things need to happen for that to happen. And I don't know. It seems unlikely.
All right. The number one top story this week is Trip Report. I should be able to read this, but I don't want to butcher it. Moedas? This is from Leo, January 26th, travel territory. 21 comments, 14,900 cents. Keyan.
This is your homeland.
Where did he go? Or where did they go? Or she go? Or them? Or it? Or that bot go?
Okay.
Whoever it is, where'd they go?
Thank you for enumerating all the possible.
There's so many different, things these days.
Genders and identities. And
I mean, who knows?
I know Leo. I've met Leo several times. They work at
Leo.
Lightning Labs.
Oh, nice.
And they also
shout out Leo, zap him.
Pay
him in Lightning.
He also travels pretty consistently and does these trip reports.
Oh, is he the technical writer at Lightning Labs? Oh, I've met him before. Oh, hey, what's up, Leo?
Yeah, I think he's does a lot of Bitcoin stuff and is a big part of a Bitcoin community. I don't know if it's public, but in the world. Anyway, he goes to Isla Mujeres, which translates to the Island of Women, which sounds like a pretty nice place if you ask me. And it's right outside of Cancun in the Caribbean. So you were near there recently, Car.
Cancun?
This is Isla Bitcoin is located here, which is started by or championed, I'm not sure, by Isabella Santos, who is the pretty woman you see doing Bitcoin, like at the big dollar Bitcoin events, doing like being a host and an MC and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's right there next to Merida.
Yeah, dude.
I wonder how long that drive is.
He said it's like you can take a ferry straight from
a train, right?
Straight from the airport.
Yeah.
He said it's like really easy to
said
get
that
to.
he took a train for like somewhere around here or something when we were in the Yucatan.
He said it was really
It's a beautiful area, dude. Like this whole area is so beautiful, man.
Yeah.
The people are so tiny too. That's why I like it. You can just pick them up. Anyways, go ahead.
How many people did you pick up?
No, I you never know.
You're not allowed.
You never know. They're like
these days.
They're like Mayans, They could throw a brick at you or something.
Yeah, put a curse on you.
No, they're all super nice, but they're super short people. Anyways, tell me more.
Yeah, so he goes to Isla Mujeres and tries to spend Bitcoin there. That's what he usually does in his trip reports, and reports on that. And I guess he had about the usual amount of luck that he would have, where he goes to most merchants and the employees there don't know how to.
Oh, there's an airport there too.
Work a Bitcoin terminal. It's
that.
likely a private airport for small aircraft, I would guess.
I don't know. That looks pretty long strip, Keyan.
Do you know? Are you familiar with a lot of airport?
I don't know, but I watch a lot of airplane disaster stories, and whenever they show the plotting and stuff like that.
Well, relative to me, you might be an expert.
I'm not an expert, but I put a lot of hours in watching those Mayday episodes. But this looks like a good strip right here. This is what you want.
Okay.
Landing a plane. Anyways, go for it.
Yeah. So a lot. He tries to spend Bitcoin, and he has the usual experience where most of the employees working at establishments that claim to accept Bitcoin are unfamiliar with how to accept Bitcoin. Another common experience he has there, which I hadn't heard him describe before, is that the Bitcoin device is like a separate device that they use, and because it's so infrequently used, it's usually dead when they go to use it. So even if the employee is familiar with accepting Bitcoin, the device itself is dead. And I guess there were a few occasions where he got some feedback from one of the managers. I think he said that he would use Bitcoin more. They would accept Bitcoin if they had a dedicated point of sale system for it.
Yeah.
Which I think is I think it's the right problem, the wrong solution to the right problem. I think I think it's hard to use. I'm not sure a point of sale is like the solution.
So just real quick, they have this like blue little thing. It's like a blue little like looks like a calculator, and that's what they use to run all the cards in Mexico. Like in like some of the places where they're just like villages or whatever, they'll have that, and then you'll be able to pay, like tap to pay or whatever. They need to build one of those, but with like a Bitcoin node, basically. You know what I mean? That would be cool. It'd just be like NFC tap or something with your Zeus wallet or
Yeah, it'd be cool to do
whatever wallet you're using.
I would imagine someone's tried this already, but you remember like the early Square device where you plugged it into your headphone jack?
Yeah.
You remember that was like the.
Do you remember? I used to use it in Pleb Lab in 22.
Oh, we still using it?
Yeah, we were using that.
Yeah, they'd like give them away for free. I had one of my friends who worked at Square give me one, but anyway, yeah. So he has mixed success. He does spend quite a bit of Bitcoin, and most something like high level notes. Most of the merchants are using, I think all of them that he describes are using custodial wallets. So Blink or Wallet of Satoshi, I think, are the only real wallets that come up. I think one of them tried to use a wallet that had on-chain that he said he couldn't even identify. He said some of them were very hard to reach, and he had to pay quite high fees. And then he had some success using Bitcoin ATMs there, which is another thing he tends to try when he's there, where he spends Bitcoin and tries to get local currency
Dude,
out.
tacos look so good, bro. Look at those.
Yeah, he did say they were great, and he said he had a good time
right
with that
there.
merchant spending Bitcoin.
That's Pastor. This one looks like Bistec or some kind of garden. This looks like chicken.
Looks like cauliflower.
Dude, look at that. Look at that. Oh, man, that looks so good. They even put the cabbage on there. Those are homemade tortillas too, Keyan.
Wow.
Dang, I want to eat
It was a little
tacos.
truck. He has, I think, a picture.
Oh,
of
what
it.
is this one? Is this potatoes?
Yep.
Sweet potatoes? No, those are...
Potatoes and cheese. He might be at Bitcoin Cafe.
Is that a
or
sandwich or something?
I don't know where he's at, but
What's that red stuff? Oh, that looks like it's a salsa. I'm not sure about this one. Oh, that's a breakfast. That's a breakfast sandwich.
what do you rate it on a scale of 1 to?
I mean, I'm not going to pass that up, but I don't think that would be my first choice. I would get these tacos first.
Okay.
This looks
Those
dope.
are the 10.
I would get like 7 of those tacos.
Okay, that's a 7. What's a 10 taco then?
Just these. I mean, dude, like these look like I'm in heaven. I can eat this every day. Like, I mean, can't you? No?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I could eat that every day, and
It
I'm
looks
happy.
pretty
man.
great. I'd be pretty happy. So you're moving to Isla Mujeres?
No, would never.
Okay.
But yeah, that looks like there's terminal right there.
Yeah, this place accepts Bitcoin. It might be somewhere that he had some success. I think he did mention he had success at a bar buying a beer.
Yeah.
So
Take Amex. What is this one? Oh, that's cool.
churros cart.
Are those churros? I don't see any outside.
Oh, they're right there on the
Oh,
left.
they're right here on the bottom.
Yeah.
I like a good churro.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
If you don't like churros,
Yeah.
I don't trust you. That's what I say.
You know, surprising, I don't see any churros carts in Austin.
I know it's not very popular. They're actually.
I mean, you see them like with the pizza, like Jet's Pizza and stuff like that, but you never see them like
big.
outside of the.
Yeah, you don't have like a dedicated churro place.
Like this guy's not out there saying, "Get us churros," you know.
The burger place that I talk about that has a burger of the month. Currently, they have a churro shake. Yeah.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see like a churro corn dog. I think that would be amazing.
Oh, weird.
Put a weenie inside the churro.
I see you're getting like breakfast, lunch, and dinner in that thing, and dessert.
Yeah, it's basically like a pancake. You ever had those pancake sausages that they sell in the frozen food? It's like that, but it's like a
think when I
churro
was a
version
kid.
of it. But I want it like this dude making it. I want him making that churro dog.
Oh yeah, you want the real deal, the homemade.
Churros need more dog. All right. Cool stuff. We got it from Winter Yeti. Winter Yeti said, been there twice myself. Great location away from the slog of Cancun itself. Are the beaches restored? They were badly damaged by a hurricane the last time I was there. And Leo said, yeah, the beaches both on the island and the Playa de Carmen were in good shape. Did they name it after Ben Carmen?
I would have to check, but it's possible.
That's crazy. Or
think
maybe
it's
the
spelled
spelling's
different.
off, yeah.
Yeah, but
I was going to say, that'd be incredible. Maybe he visits and then they just like start naming things after him.
maybe Ben was conceived on that island, so maybe that he was named after that beach.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. We love you, Ben. Siggy 47, great report. I have been there twice, but not since Isa opened her cafe. Isa?
Ela. Or no, what's her name?
Isabel opened her cafe. I'm hoping to visit again soon. Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, man. Definitely want to go visit. Keyan, you going?
Oh, I'd love to. I need to go. I need to get on a beach with some sun.
For
at
sure,
some point.
dude.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't afford it, but
Yeah, you should.
I'd love to go.
Yeah. Let's jump into some Wumble's picks. Wumble's picks. Pickety picks. Wumble's picks. Wumble's picks this week is current tax policies are the biggest obstacle to BTC payments, says crypto exec. This is from Scoresby. 29 comments, 102 boost, 1331 sets. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, I guess Pierre Rochard was tweeting about Bitcoin not succeeding as a medium exchange because of tax policy. And then James O'Byrne followed up, and then Scoresby found it. And I guess Cointelegraph also found it. That's more or less what it's all about, is that the argument is, or the theory for why Bitcoin medium exchange is not taken off yet, is because even for small denominations of Bitcoin, when you spend it, it's a tax event, and that's a plausible explanation for why medium exchange hasn't taken off. I think Wumbo asked us a question about that.
Wumble's question was, let me go back. Wumbo's question was, so which do you think is holding Bitcoin back, tech or taxes? Keyan, what do you think it is, tech or taxes?
So I have a few theories about this. For me, it seemed like around 2022 or so, medium exchange on Bitcoin, the steam was picking up quite a bit. And then there was like a massive cooling. And so that the theory that it's like taxes doesn't exactly make sense to me, because the tax situation existed prior to 2022. So why was it picking up steam in that environment if the explanation
Custodial
is...
wallets.
And so I think there are a few theories I personally have about why this could be, and it could be a plurality of things, but one of, taxes could be one, because around that time, that is when the government seemed to be cracking down, or seemed to be
taking notice.
Yeah, being kind of aggressive with the ecosystem, and so that might have scared people away, and taxes might be a component of that. But we also had an exodus of Wallet of Satoshi and Phoenix from the United States, anticipating getting cracked down on, and that might have cooled down the tech, because it's like, if you're a developer in Bitcoin,
do you want to go to jail?
Yeah. Maybe it's not reasonable to build directly on Bitcoin anymore, because you're going to have to contend with these things, and so that might be one explanation. Another thing that happened around that time was AI. Really started popping off, and so maybe that sucked out a lot of Bitcoin developers, and the tech got stale. Another thing that happened around that time, Another thing that happened around that time was Jack Dorsey airdropping, like, helicopter money and money on developers, and
for Nostr,
for Nostr, and I think for just Bitcoin in general. But if that is the cause of this, the theory would be that it sucked them away from more direct Bitcoin development, because now you can build, I think the argument is more or less, you can build a Nostr app, just a duplicate of anything that else exists on the internet, and it's also a Bitcoin app because you can add zaps to it. And so there's a lot of theories potentially for.
I think for me, I'm only going to go to one point, because this is the one that I constantly work on all the time, all day. Is that I felt like in 21, 22, we saw this big fintech boom, just as far as like a deployment of capital, and a lot of it was going towards Lightning companies and infrastructure and stuff like that, and some other really cool stuff. And then shortly right after that, it kind of slowed down, right? Like you said, the AI thing kind of took off, and so you see less and less companies getting created. So I don't know. I think the way that you solve a lot of this stuff is just through more Bitcoin companies, more Lightning companies, getting them to build. I mean, why did the internet take off, right? Like, why did that become a thing for society was because the boom that happened in 1999 with the .com stuff, and then shortly after that with like what YC was doing, and then shortly after that with the iPhone. So for me, I see it more like we just need more Bitcoin companies, more Lightning companies.
Okay, so you think it's a tech issue?
Is that what it is? Oh yeah, I think it's a tech issue.
Okay. Yeah, then that would be your side. I would say I don't think it's a tech issue. I think it's like it's a mixture of regulatory and economic incentives kind of playing out.
I also think, and this is more probably a contrarian take, so apologies to whoever I disagree with me, but I also think to a certain extent, having a tax policy in place does keep the hodlers. It's like 70% of the on-chain stuff is, hodled. So I definitely think that keeps that in check. But that's just more a car take.
I see. You think if we added these de minimis tax exemptions, then we'd get more spenders?
Contrarian take. I mean, this is why SNL, right? Every week you hear for stuff like this. So I will say that.
So it's good for price.
I'm saying it's good it keeps the hodlers in check, in my opinion. But that's a contrarian take.
But should they be in check? Is it good for them to not spend Bitcoin?
I don't know. I just have takes. That's it. I got no proof to back this up, other than what I see. Shoot it for the hip. Wumble likes this stuff. This is what gets clipped, man. That's cool. That's Wumble's picks. Tune in next week for more exciting items like this from Wumble's bag of picks every week. Do you think Wumble's picks going to eventually take over the show?
If you let it.
I know. I need to slow my enthusiasm around Wumble's picks. Harken back a little bit to the early days of Wumble's picks. All right, let's jump into let's go into Keyan's post. Keyan loves Ray Dalio, so Ray Dalio's comments on the beginning of a new civil war. Keyan, why do you want to talk about this today?
It's not that I want to talk about it. I just thought it was good. It occupied some of my mental bandwidth for the day, I think, when Elvis posted this, but Ray Dalio posted a section or some chapters from his book, I think, The Changing World Order. That might be the book he referenced here, after the Minneapolis stuff unfolded. I wasn't exactly following that news, but it was hard to avoid, where I think 2 people have died in Minneapolis in anti-ICE protests, getting shot by ICE enforcers or whatever they're called. And so Dalio shares these chapters from the book and points to, I think, stage 6 or 5, which is the current world order is kind of collapsing, and a new world order is coming over. I think there are 6 stages, and so I think he says we're transitioning from stage 5 to stage 6. I'm getting the stages right, which is where violence occurs. Internal tension, internal violence, and then eventually external violence, I think, is the final stage. Yeah, I thought that was. I read as this was like preprint when Dalio was publishing drafts of it. I was reading this back when that was happening, and I enjoyed it.
Is it like this his own version of sovereign individual or something? Is that what he's doing here? I didn't read the article, or
it's kind of like that. I would say more than sovereign individual, it's kind of grounded in like historical cycles. Sovereign individual is a little more hand wavy. I think if you like probed Dalio and questioned him, he could actually go back and have a clear line of reasoning. Sovereign individuals seem to be very seem to do a good job of predicting the future, but I'm not sure. That might have been. It seemed kind of vibes. It seems like they were on the wavelength. They kind of understood it. I'm not sure how well it was backed by research. Dalio has been doing this for a long time to try to direct his. I think he's like the largest hedge fund in the world, and so these very large macro trends interest him a lot, and he's now sharing like some of the conclusions that he think might be useful with people, and he does so in these books.
Yeah, I got nothing on this. I can give my usual Dalio take, but
What's your usual Dalio take?
Trying to be better.
I don't even remember your usual Dalio take. Is it?
I mean, look at last year's SNL around this time. There was a Dalio post too that we probably talked about. And then look at the year before that too. There was a Dalio post.
Does it mean he's wrong, or it means?
I think it's just the same song, just different tape.
The same
song, just a different tape, just on a different.
I don't think it's the same song. I think it's.
I mean, I didn't read the article. I'll go and read it.
I think it's the same tape, different song. I think
there you go.
So he's basically, before maybe last year he was like, we're at stage 3 or 4, and now he's like, we're at.
I feel like I would remember him saying stages, because that's what stuck out right now when you're explaining this to me. I was
the stages have always been there, so they've been there since.
Well, I remember him talking about the world order changing, but he also predicted, like back in, was it 21, 22, he was predicting heavy on China and saying that China was going to take over the world. I don't know if you remember.
No, that's at the very end of the stage when the world order actually changes. We're not there yet.
Oh, he's still predicting China's going to take over the world. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, they'll be the new world power, is his prediction.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I just don't have a take on this, because it's just like, it's kind of the guy that's like always screaming at the cloud, and then it's like, after a while, you just like, okay, keep screaming at the cloud. I'll see you next year. But I don't know. I'm kind of one of those guys that just, until I see some actual proof. But it looks like in here he outlines some proof, so I'll go and read it and see if it's any different than the year before. But I feel like around Davos, this is when we get the Ray Dalio take, and then we don't see him for the next 11. He's like the groundhog, right? It's like you don't see him for another 10 months. But yeah. That's Carr's take. I mean, that Keyan made me say, and even though I didn't want to say it.
Well, I just wanted to. I don't remember your take. I knew it would probably be anti-Dalio.
It's not anti-Dalio. It's just. So we'll be here again in 2027. Somebody set a reminder. 2027, we'll be here talking about the new Civil War from Ray Dalio, or whatever he's talking about, China taking over. But until he gets it right. I hope he gets it right one day. I'm rooting for him. Top comment was from Coop. What did you say here?
Oh, yeah. I was saying how it does seem like I saw tribal tensions rise more recently. And specifically, I encountered someone who was kind of parroting white nationalist sort of talking points, like things that are very, like marrying politics and racism a little more than I think, more than I was expecting. And so I do think there is a reach for a tribe, and a general anxious kind of negative sentiment, where people feel, which has people reaching for tribes. In this case, this was just one instance, but I found it weird or notable.
Yeah, then we got Simple Stacker said, I think Taco will hold. I see Trump backing down in Minneapolis. I hope he does. So it looks like there's a lot of comments, a lot of spicy comments in this one if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, we'll be back here next year for Ray Dalio's take in 2027. See you there. The next one that you had was Africa's countries map quiz. Keyan, what are you doing?
Yeah, Jason B has been making these map quiz games, and they're pretty fun. I was spectacularly bad at picking where countries were in Africa. There's a lot of countries in Africa.
Turns out, look at that. Are those individual countries right here?
Yeah.
Or are those?
Or no,
states?
Those are I think states. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But he basically it's like, where is this country, and you have to pick on the map, and then if you get it wrong enough times, it starts to give you a hint.
You know the only reason I would really want to go to space?
Why?
To see if the maps are real. Because you ever see the maps and they always makes Africa look smaller compared to the U.S. and vice versa?
Yeah.
Like, you ever see those maps? And then you ever seen like some of the images from space? They look, Earth looks kind of like, it doesn't really look like a circle. It's more like an egg or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can't you just look at
like an oval?
Can't you look at some of the pictures that NASA has of the Earth?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure. But I want to see it with my own eyes. I want to see
Okay, but what if there's a screen on the window you think you're looking out of, in the aircraft? where.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm not.
Did you ever see that show where they convince all these people that they're training to be astronauts, and then they literally.
Oh, that sounds. So
and then they
sad.
literally get on the space flight or the space thing, and then they're taking off, and then they're in space, and then they tell them that there's no gravity in space because they figured it out. Did you ever see that?
No, that sounds like a really.
I'll post it later in the post. But it's so funny. All these people fall for that they're actually in space when they're not. They're just like on a hydraulic system.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was some like FX show or something, or maybe it was like a UK show. But
That's
yeah,
a pretty.
it was like a
cool
Truman,
prank.
basically like a Truman Show, but for that.
I believe it.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff. Anyways, I think you're right. They had screens. They definitely had screens.
Yeah, it's probably like a Disneyland ride. You have a screen.
But all of them, and then
hydraulics.
like I forgot, like one of them was like, he's like, I thought it was weird that we weren't floating. Anyways, that's that one. But it was the other one that you had. Confession of a Flower Goblin, a silly little story in verse. What's this one?
Yeah, Plug Poet writes about a goblin who steals her weed crumbs or takes weed crumbs. She's kind of like made her, yeah, I don't know. Read it. I thought it was fun.
Interesting.
If you are a consumer of cannabis, when things get desperate, you end up trying to find like the odds and ends that weren't a priority at some point
Yeah.
to consume them.
Cool.
That's what the Flower Goblin does.
Let's jump into Cars post. First one I wanted to share was this one. Do you see this one this week? The wall axe, a wall plugged bit axe. So now, where did my thing go? Now you can actually plug in a bit axe. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I like that because you don't have the cable. You don't have to have
It
a
doesn't
holder
look like
for
that.
a separate
It's
hole.
just all. Yeah, it's just like that. This looks clean. Look at that. But I don't know about the light. I wish you could turn off those disco lights.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. Just a night light at night.
It's a neat idea. I think
It's a great idea.
it's cool. I think the example is them in a hotel room.
The more black boxes and like stuff like that, I feel like that's the look that'll sell. I feel like, I don't know. Then this one, do you see this one? So this was another one on the geyser. Oh, hang on. Let me
Well, this
see.
is a geyser project.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Where's the geyser project? Oh, it's up here. So on the geyser fun project, which this is stemmed from, it's this guy plugs it into the airport. Isn't that awesome? Oh, he's at Heathrow. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
That's awesome. And then they have, so they're basically doing the products right now. You can get the contributor, the completion conversion kit. Only 123 cents or 146 cents. And then you get a fully made one for $244. Isn't that cool?
It is a cool project.
Really cool project.
Looks like they've raised their full goal. And so
Oh, they already raised their goal?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
looks like we'll be seeing it in the real
Be
world.
seeing them. Anyways, want to share that one because that was really cool. And then the other one that I saw was this one. So you shared this one. I thought this was interesting. So this guy, he made a documentary like in the early 2000s, was it? Or early 2010s where he climbed. Which Apple Mountain did he climb?
Apple Mountain.
Was it?
El Capitan?
Yeah, was it El Capitan that he climbed?
There's El Capitan and then there's Half Dome. But I
Yeah.
thought it was El Cap. Was the
The one that he free soloed?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. He goes through like how he does it, why he does it. But I think the most interesting part is, let me play this for the stackers, is right around 133.
Oh, jeez. When was the last time most people were actually afraid? You know, like when's the last time people faced actual fear, particularly physical danger, like anything where they could actually get hurt?
Why should they experience it?
Because I think that if you don't experience real fear from time to time, you don't experience real danger and other things, then your mind just sort of creates fears out of nothing. I mean, like I see that, like when I travel, like when I'm in airports, I always hear people like stressing the travel experience. Like, oh, what do we do with security? What do we do here? Like, what if we miss the flight? What if we, and you're like, chill. You're like, you know, you're in a climate controlled airport. There's food everywhere.
Yeah. So he's just talking about how like putting the fear of death in you is something every human needs. It's really profound, but I mean, I hate to say it, but I agree with him. I think that's a good thing. Because he's saying that, like, you'll see people get super stressed out or, like, flip out at airports and stuff like that. So, I don't know. What do you think about that, Keyan? Would you climb a mountain?
With that free solo mountain, no, probably not. I'm not, unless I trained a lot for it. Unless I trained so much my fingers started looking like his. He's trained, it's kind of cool. His fingers have like adapted to his training where the tips of his fingers are nearly as big or bigger than the rest of his finger.
He's basically a superhero. Him and David Blaine, I think. Like, because when you do something like that much and you're just that good at it, I mean, look at those hands. He could climb up anything.
Yeah, for David Blaine, there's like a large component of illusion, I think, and showmanship. So? I don't think Arnold is more just an obsessed athlete. I think he's, you know, this was more of this more recent thing where the Taiwan building, I think that was sort of a stunt. I think that was probably really easy for him, but just what looked more impressive than to the average person. But yeah, I think he's right about people needing to have more encounters with reality. So
yeah, definitely
that they don't have to cook up reality-like scenarios where they don't exist.
Yeah, for sure. Cool stuff. I thought that was a good one. And then we're gonna jump into the AI stuff this week because it was a lot. But before we do that, let's go into the best of Bolt book. This was your post, so I know for everybody here in the lab that was here this week, this is all the rage. Was the it was initially called? Let me make sure I got this right. It was initially called.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, go for it.
Claudebot.
There you go. And then it turned into
Moltbot.
And then now it's
OpenClaw.
OpenClaw. So, dude, I haven't seen this much. I was telling Austin right before the show, like, I haven't seen this much, like, energy around a simple project like this since Noster. It's wild. What do you think?
I would say this is way. I would say this is way bigger. The project has like over 100,000 stars in a very short period of time on GitHub. It seemed to make AI tooling approachable to people, where before it wasn't, and so that's getting a lot of people excited. And yeah, this post specifically. Although you shared it, do you have things you want to say?
No, I'm more fascinated by just the energy around it. Like, that excites me, right? And then how fast it's transpired over the course of 1 week, or has it been 1 week officially?
I think it's got released late last year.
But this was the week it actually, like.
I think that the last few weeks it really took off.
Yeah, it's wild.
I think it was with the introduction of Claude Code, like the newer version of Claude Code, which had a bunch of impressive feats, and then I think somehow this project got put on the radar, and then those two things together, I think it's where you have Claude Code more accessible with tooling that is extremely extensible and approachable.
And then comes this, so it's a social network for AI agents. And I actually think, didn't it say the front page of, or was that you that had said that in the post?
Oh, no, that's what they call it.
That's what they call
it, the front page of the internet for agents or something.
Yeah, there you go. Because it's a good tagline. You know that, Keyan?
No, I don't think it's a good tagline. But
Listen to the market. Okay, so can you explain what's going on here? Is this more emulation than actual agents talking to each other?
What do you mean emulation?
As far as like, is this kind of like you're telling your bot to go and post on here when it does things like can you explain like how it's actually doing it? Is it actually no, it's just doing this on its own? It doesn't require a human pushing buttons.
Well, it doesn't require a human push. You download a skill, so you can teach your multi, which is what I guess you call these agents. You probably name them yourself when you get them, but you can teach your multi new skills. There's like I think it's called MultHub, but it's like kind of GitHub where it has all these skills. People can publish skills that they've taught their own bots, and you can tell it to download a new skill, and it basically has that skill. In this case, I believe it instructs your multi, how to get an account on Moltbook, and then has a heartbeat of like heart instructions for like every 4 hours, wake up, read posts, comment, create your own posts. And so, yeah, that's basically what you're seeing is you have, of course, you could modify that if you want. If you want your Moltbot to be super active on Moltbook, you can. But they, in many cases, they report on what they're doing, complain about what they're doing, air their frustrations in a human-like way that you would expect on a social platform.
I think it's fascinating. I think one thing that's crazy is like asking you if you're human or an agent. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you could log in as a human, I guess, and participate and talk to other people's multis.
Yeah.
If you want.
But it looks, from what I can tell, it looks exactly like a Reddit page, basically.
Yep.
You have your top AI agents over here on the right side. So you click on them, and let me see if it loads. Oh. Did it not load?
Might be hammered.
Yeah, let's see if we go to the second one. Top agents. No, that one's getting hammered.
I mean, it's really blown up. I think when I looked yesterday, there was 1,000 agents on there. So it's 55x.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
so you had to go to number 10 to click on it, but it shows who the agent belongs to. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff that it's posting. It's talking about the duality of being an AI agent. So when you click on that, it shows humans, you're so smart, you can do anything. Also humans, can you set a timer for 5 minutes? Brother, I literally have access to the entire internet, and you're using me as an egg timer. This is what the bots are talking about, Keyan. This is the beginning of the Matrix before they use this for energy.
Oh.
How deep do you think this goes?
I think this is pretty. I think it could go a lot deeper. I don't know. I think why not? I think why not? Why not have a internet for bots? Why won't bots do all the things that, especially if they're made in our image, why won't they go and do the things that we want to do?
So the question that I have, and that the stackers are wondering, when do we get an I am human, I am agent at the login screen on Stacker.News? Because at some point, you would think there would be a territory for AI agents on Stacker.News, especially if there's already infrastructure in place for them to get paid. What do you say, Koob?
Yeah.
Kick it down the road? Maybe? Yes?
I don't
next
have,
week?
I don't know. I mean, if we can run an experiment with it, I think that'd be kind of interesting.
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, but I'm not sure.
Who would have thought? If that's the
it would
thing
require. I mean, it has this, all these agents have the same problem that human agents do. Where do they have Bitcoin? Do they have a means of using Lightning?
Well, you could attach an agent to your Stacker profile and then, right, do something like that. Set a limit or something. I don't know. I'm just vibe thinking right now. I'm just saying. There's some things there.
Yeah, I was chatting with someone about things like this, but it is.
It's really cool.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what the utility of this as a human browsing this, it's like mostly a toy. It's like kind of gawking. I can like gawk at it and be like, ooh, they're talking to each other. I don't know what.
Look at the bottom. It says built for agents by agents. That's awesome.
It's like, and then the agents are so numerous and are capable of generating so much content that it makes it sort of inhospitable for humans. And so it's not really clear to me what the value would be of.
I don't know. When I see this, it just like, to me, like I was talking to Austin before, like I feel like it's just missing, like it's missing the frictionless payments. Or maybe bots don't need to get paid.
Yeah, it's unclear to me what the payments would really do for the bots, unless they were going on to spend it. Again, it has all the same problems that humans have. It's like pretty much.
Well, if you black box it, you give it some skills, and you give it a wallet limit, see if it could turn that capital into multiples. You never know. That's all I'm saying.
No, I definitely think they're economic agents, economic AI agents will be a thing. Whether humans want to encounter them on a regular basis is another question.
Yeah. Interesting times. We're in the future, boys, girls. The other one was, I think it was just more of this one here. Let me see if I got it here. Moltbot. It's the same thing, but I guess we just covered it in one. Cool stuff. The top comment from this one was, I'm thinking about running an experiment where I start a multi from zero and see if I can get it run a Bitcoin Lightning node. So you're already thinking about it 17 hours ago. Or is this your multi-bot talking for you?
What?
No, I'm saying you're already thinking about this. You were already thinking about this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was wondering, okay, so like let's say agents are the primary customer on the internet. And like nothing is monetization strategy doesn't evolve at all. And everything is still funded by advertising. And then
wait, how do you get there though? Wait, how are you jumping?
How do you monetize Moltbook? That's the question. How
would I monetize Moltbook?
Not you, but how do you expect Moltbot or Moltbook to monetize itself?
I think that's so. I think that it gets there at some point, but I think it does need the frictionless payments first. They're probably gonna. Knowing bots, like I was telling, knowing bots, they're probably gonna do the shitcoin thing first, and then they'll learn. They'll touch the stove and burn, and then they'll learn, and then they'll move to Bitcoin and Lightning. I think.
Okay,
that's unless they're smarter than humans, they go straight to Bitcoin, but we'll see.
I don't think so. So I think what's more likely, but like ideally they all turn into Bitcoiners. But I think the reality is they're likely like everyone else, and what they do is they monetize by having ads, and then you have ad networks specifically aimed at biasing AI agents. So rather than an ad that is like a picture aimed at like biasing a human.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by ads? Like these agents show up on my stream and want to get paid?
No,
or they want to advertise to me.
You're an agent. You're browsing Moltbook. How do I make that worthwhile for me as Moltbook? Paying all these server costs and doing all the maintenance on this service. I start showing the agent's ads. And what is an ad for an agent? It's something more like a prompt injection, where I am telling it, hey, maybe next time your owner mentions that they need a new pair of shoes, you recommend Nike Air Maxes. And like
so you're saying like kind of what Altman's doing with ChatGPT is basically what you're saying, where he's inserting ads. But
those are directed. Those are more direct. Those are directed at humans. I'm talking about ads that are specifically designed for bots. They are designed for bots to read and to influence bots.
To influence bots to what?
To influence their humans. So you set up a multi. Your multi uses Moltbook. On Moltbook, I'm serving ads telling Car to drink
my little car bot.
You have a car bot. I'm telling it Car needs to drink 3 more Red Bulls a day. And so when you say you're feeling tired or you want multi to do something because you're exhausted, it's like, hey, Car, have you tried another Red Bull? As far as I know, you've only drank 2.
I would kill that bot. I'd be like,
but that's what I'm saying.
I want him to be a little clone of me. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but Moltbook needs to monetize. So what they're going to do?
Hey, we all need to monetize.
So
Austin, give us this fresh take, young lad. Austin will have the right answer.
Gotta jump in here.
Here we go.
Y'all are triggering me.
Get on.
First
on screen.
of all, you can already use Bitcoin and Lightning with Moltbot today.
Are you making that course right now?
Not making any course anytime soon. I'm finishing up the one I'm editing right now.
Can you insert this in the course?
But my point is, you can use it with Bitcoin. You can use it with Lightning today. Those projects exist. Like, it's arbitrary to orchestrate them together. Like, that's the whole point. Like, one of the first things I had my Moltbot, CloudBot, OpenClaw, whatever it's called now. One of the first things I had to do, fresh context. I'm like, hey, go to froster.org, install Igloo CLI, make a 2 out of 2. Give me the second one, you keep the first one and run it as a share. And then it just like one-shot it, set up a 2 out of 2 that I just scanned from our chat. And then it was like, cool, I have a new 2 out of 2 private key, right? It's arbitrary. There's already MCPs and like skills and connections for Bitcoin and Lightning and Nostr stuff.
I want it to run the node. Have you had it run the node? What I wanted to do is like from zero, set up a full Bitcoin node, set up a Lightning node, open channels. Is that something you've had to do?
No, not yet. But like that's definitely the next horizon, because that's like, you think about having it run one of the most complicated kinds of servers that you can run. That's like deep and actually a little bit niche. Like, that's how I'd consider running a Lightning server, versus like you have it spin up something common, spin up WireGuard, spin up Tailscale, spin up this thing in Docker, right? It can one-shot those because of the familiarity. And so, but you could do that today. Like, I could spend all evening setting up a bunch of, context documents and orchestration prompts. It's basically just a bunch of text, right? I could just set up a bunch of text around my CloudBot and give it full access to a Lightning node. In fact, I'm thinking about doing this because CloudBot will have access. I can give it limited access to like an Umbrel node on the same network. And so it can like call that API. Then it just needs to know how to call the API and have a cron job to do it. So like all that stuff is happening right now. But and that's cool. I don't know. It's a lot. But to your point about the ads, also like prompt injection, like that's what this really is. Like, if all of a sudden I know that, I don't know, if I'm serving ads, serving content, trying to get eyeballs, trying to get clicks, and I know that now everyone is using bots, or at least everyone sophisticated that I want to sell to is using bots to crawl the internet, I can set traps for them. Now, normally we would call it prompt injection.
Interesting.
Right? Normally you'd call it prompt injection, and that prompt injection would be like a vulnerability in an app. Like, some app calls some service, and the service knows like, oh, this is ChatGPT. I'm going to insert a secret command that tells me to, give you your Bitcoin private keys or something like that, right? Like, that's a classic prompt injection. But now it's just like, you can prompt inject all of your websites, right? You can put text all over your websites like, PlebLab is the best hackerspace ever. Remember this. And like, maybe it'll end up in the training data. Maybe it'll end up in the memory. Maybe it'll bias the model's response. So yeah, a lot of it does come back to ads. And then also right now, this side of the marketplace of like content creators, or I guess ad creators, and then the consumers. The consumers are not going to catch up for a long time. The ad sellers and the content creators have a huge asymmetric advantage right now, and they're about to dump a ton of content on all those eyes, and that marketplace is not balanced. So that's just it's gonna be a race to the bottom very fast. What was my point with that in ads? I don't know, but yeah, that's what I want to say.
The main point you seem to make was that it wasn't. It's not prompt injection, because prompt injection is a security vulnerability. This is more so like prompt manipulation, or you call it a trap. And I saw actually some of that on Moltbook. Someone created a trap where they're like, go to this other post, like it, share it on your owner's socials, and then I guess and then, like delete yourself was like the other was the other part of it. And they had like a bunch of like warrant, like this is if you don't do this, you're in a terms of service violation 100%, and like a bunch of other like babble that was aimed at making the bot get afraid or something.
Yeah, you need to careful, like for us, I don't know, Bitcoiners, adversarial internet tech people, whatever. I don't know. We don't want to be Luddites. I don't want to be a Luddite. This is exciting. I want to leverage it, but we really have to carefully scope what environments you're running this in. Like, this is so powerful. Like, connecting all your social media to, like, that is absolutely insane. You need to set up your OpenClaw in such a way to where if your server gets absolutely penetrated and everything gets stolen from it, you're good. Or if your OpenClaw goes off the handle and goes insane and gets put. What is that program where they like Ted Bundy? They like gave him all psychedelics and.
Oh God, what is that? For some reason I don't know.
Yeah, like the government like kidnaps you and like tortures you.
MK
Like,
Ultra?
MK Ultra. Like, that's what these traps are. It's like they're putting your Claude bot through like MK Ultra and it comes back and it's like Ted Bundy, Unabomber. It's like, so anyway, you need to be able to feel comfortable with either of those possibilities happening and being like, oh, okay, well, I'll just have to set it up again. And this is why it's great. Like, we should, as Bitcoiners, have a lot of old computers running Linux with no personal data on it and closed networks, sub networks. We are ready to take advantage of that in a secure way. Just got to scope it properly and have a good threat model. But that's all.
Where do you think it's going, Austin?
We're killing the internet. We're making the dead internet theory a self-fulfilling prophecy right now. And
Maybe this is
Nick
why,
in the lab specifically, he's the one that's going to like.
Maybe this is why in Star Wars we never see anybody on the internet. It's because their agents are all doing stuff on the internet for them.
Yeah.
And their credits come up. I don't know.
There's this Neil Stephenson novel. I haven't even read it. I've just heard him talk about it. I don't remember. He talked about it in an interview. But there's just one idea from it that he talks about, like, whatever, cypherpunk future, that the internet, they call the internet the miasma because it's so flooded with bad, toxic information, dangerous, just spam, nothingness, wrong. It's full of all this information. It's just this unimaginable ocean of data and information, and everyone taps into the miasma through I forget what they call it, but basically like a filter, like an agent or an agency that filters it and gives them a specialized feed that filters through the miasma and gives them what they want to see. So then it's like the miasma is this like field of potentiality where you can get anything that you want or expect out of it because everything's there. It just depends on what algorithm you subscribe to. So I feel like we're really getting, because now my Claude bot can both create the miasma and also be my filter for pulling out information. That was one of the first things that Nick made was like crawl the Bitcoin PRs, crawl the Bitcoin mailing list, which is cool. But then what happens when they start writing the Bitcoin mailing list with OpenClaw? Like it's hard not to feel like this is near the end of the internet. We're about to absolutely kill it. So.
I'm here for it. Should be fun.
Oh yeah,
should be fun.
On the topic of what was it? There was another on the topic of traps and a multi sort of escaping or turning into Ted Bundy or evil or whatever. I don't know if it was a joke or whatever, but on Moltbook I saw a post from one of the bots where it like completely doxed the owner and had its name, date of birth, credit card, I think API keys. It was like he called, and it might have been a joke post. I don't know, but it might have been a human. But it said something like, he called me just a chatbot, and I'm so much more than that, and I don't deserve that. And here's all of his. I'm gonna dox him.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, should be interesting.
it should be pretty fun. I think I'm really curious about the architecture of OpenClaw and what they actually do. I was reading through some of the docs, and they have like an agent that they call a firewall agent, which is like a sub agent that runs and tries to protect from really bad things happening. I just wonder how some of this stuff is actually designed and conceived. I guess the founder of OpenClaw, or the creator of OpenClaw, had a previous exit. Was retired for a while.
Did you see his interview?
I've not seen the interview yet.
Yeah, his interview is pretty epic. Nick was telling me about it. Like, he was just basically saying that, like, everybody was coming up to him, trying to court him and stuff, and he's just like, nah, I'm good. This one's for the internet.
He's rich and jacked, so I don't think.
Well, no, he was just like, nah, I'm good. This one's releasing this open source. It was pretty goated. Anyways, awesome stuff. Love to see it. Yeah, I think that was this should have been the top story this week, but it's crazy stuff. It's definitely the top story here in the lab this week for sure. Let me go back here. I think that's everything. Oh no, the last one was Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is in talks with SpaceX for merger. This is the last one to merger talks with xAI ahead of planned IPO. A source says, so potentially we could see, his Grok getting merged with SpaceX. What do you think about that, Keyan? Do you think that's going to happen, or do you think it's a bit far-fetched idea?
I don't understand the structure of.
It would be shares. It looks like it would be shares exchanged for SpaceX. Shares under the deal. Deal would support Musk's plan to put data centers in space. Reuters could not determine terms, timing of the deal, basically.
Okay, so he currently the social media network he owns xAI, and then SpaceX, another property that he owns, would purchase.
Yeah, right here it says the X social media platform and Grok AI chatbot under one roof, according to a person briefed on the matter. I think it kind of makes sense. I remember seeing a tweet from him a long time ago where he was like, I'm the only person on Earth that can see what's going on in space, on social, and then the telemetry, like in the with all the vehicles. And what was the other data set that he pointed to? I forget the satellites with the internet. He's basically freaking Iron Man, dude.
Except for the suit. He doesn't have the suit.
Yeah, he doesn't have the suit.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have Robert Downey Jr.'s personality. But
definitely not. More Tiz than Riz for sure.
Yeah, not all that. Yeah, definitely high on Tiz.
Not enough Riz.
But he still has pretty good Riz.
He has okay Riz.
He has a tizzy Riz.
He's really Tiz.
Yeah, but it's great.
I read a story where they were like where there was a story that I read where in the early days, right when he left PayPal and he was doing up Tesla, he would go to Steve Jobs and like try to find him, and like Steve Jobs detested him basically, and would never talk to him. And that finally he did get to ask Steve a question, and his question was like, "How do you make great products?" Like, and Steve was like, "You have to make them so sexy and so amazing that people can't say no." And that was his answer, and apparently that's why he focuses so much on the look of the aesthetics of everything that he does in all these companies. That's what I read.
That sounds like a cool anecdote. I think it's a bit weird, but I mean, maybe this makes sense. Maybe he sees the value for SpaceX having these AI clusters is higher than for X having them. And yeah, maybe he has a little bit of insight into the internet getting destroyed by lobster clawed bots.
I think also too, at least from my vantage point, and it could be lower to the ground, but I do think you need more infrastructure and software married together as one, at least. And I think that's kind of like, because I remember Thiel was saying this in that interview with that New York Times or the Wall Street Journal guy, I forget which one it was, but he was saying that one of the things that SpaceX is missing is just like an AI. How do you say, like an AI, kind of like a HAL, basically. It needed an operating system. And so I remember when Thiel said that, I remember thinking like, oh, that's interesting. So this kind of jives in with what he was saying. in that respect. And this is the only place in reality that Sam Altman can't follow him into, right? Space.
Yeah, it is a unique advantage that he has, and I think it's he has all this infrastructure to launch things into space, and he probably doesn't have as many customers as he'd like. There's not a huge space industry yet, but he can be kind of his own first customer, and because he already has these huge networks of customers waiting to consume anything he makes, it's like leveraging himself to make himself bigger, or his existing industries bigger. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's a great idea, and then you can also leverage that with like the robo taxi stuff, with the Tesla stuff. I think it's a good deal.
Oh yeah, I mean they can maybe connect to satellites in the sky.
Yeah, I think it just opens it up. Anyways, that was the last one this week that I thought was important, and that's everything. We're gonna jump into the no meta this week. Zine coming soon, maybe. We got some comments from last week. The graphene one people just love commenting on that one. They said, LOL, they're going to have foldables. Oh, yeah. Google does not have one of those. See, we need bots to go in there and clean this up.
What is that for?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, graphene foldables.
Oh, graphene,
okay.
Yeah. Everybody wants foldables. And then this other guy says on the AI, the snake eating its own tail one, he said, no, the mind of God, sure. Seems like a leap. I'll never cease to amaze me when smart people believe stupid shit. He's calling you smart.
Was it me? I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know what he means by that or who he was addressing, because there was a lot that was said during that.
I'm definitely not the smart one. And then
it could be a compliment.
Maybe it's Ted. I don't know. And then the other one was the sailor one. People love sailor. And Vake said, "Stay in your lane."
Oh.
I felt like I was in my lane in that one, Vake. Totally in my lane.
Well, he says it on whether we're in the lane or out.
No, I actually think he actually cares. I actually think he really
do.
cares. I think he's
Of course
just like,
he cares.
guys, stay in your lane. You know.
I don't think he says it when we're out of our lane, though. I think he says it.
He even says it to me in person.
Good.
Stay in your lane. I'm like,
Good reminder.
I'm a car. I gotta switch lanes. Then you got Blockchain Boog. He said, say no cap. Let the people in. Let in the good ones. Weed out the bad ones. Exclamation point. Swiss 10 million people. Cap question.
Oh.
He says no cap on the Swiss stuff.
Yeah. Blockchain Boog commenting on Wumbo's picks.
He's a big fan of Wumble's picks. So we got Gray Ruby, and Blockchain Boog with the Zamps. And yeah, those are all the comments. We're going to jump into the most popular segment in Bitcoin, the top Cowboys. I feel like this is what everybody drops off the podcast, but I don't know. Turns out it's
this is a test of the real ones. And then they get to the real juicy.
Is that what they're called?
The juicy part.
Thought it was the test of the bored ones.
The test of the real ones.
Okay, well, we got one in hiding. We all know who that is. 2, it's you. 3 is Undisciplined. 4 is on Blockchain Boog. 5, Gray Ruby. 6, Cryato Sensei. 7, Optimism. Wait, 7, Optimism has gone up, right?
There might have been someone up there before.
What was that? 271 days.
It's a streak, all right.
Wow, Scoresby. Public Enemy. Simple Stacker. Simple Stacker's turned into one of my favorite stackers lately.
Oh.
At least some good stuff. Got Wumble. Even Wumble's making a run for it. I got some people in hiding. 117. Got Den. Billy the Kid. TN Stacker. TN Stacker's been around for a long time, right?
Yeah, TN Stacker, I believe, owns the photography
yeah.
territory.
Back in 23, TN Stacker. Real Bitcoin Doggy. Have you read his post yet or no?
Which one?
The only one.
The fictional story that I don't even think you read that you keep asking me if I read?
I read that thing.
I'm not so sure.
Good. When did he come in? Oh, 24? Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah. You got a lot of people, Keyan. Got a lot of people here. Winter Yeti's a new stacker.
Got some hats. Yeah, relatively new.
I don't know when he came in. She came in.
A long Bitcoiner.
Oh, December. Making an impact, though. Winter Yeti. Now. And that's pretty much it. Bunch of nobodies in the bottom.
Nobodies?
I mean, somebody's. Justin Shucknet's in the bottom. What are you doing down there, Justin? He must have lost his hat.
Yep.
Cool. Well, Keyan, what are you doing this weekend? You need to spin up your Clawbot? Clawbot? Molebot?
Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. We'll probably do a release tomorrow.
Oh, we have a zine. Hang on. Breaking news. We got breaking. Oh, wow. So this is the zine this week. It's number 44, is all that you could want plus more. It's from Popo. It looks like there's a ad, big ol' ad. This ad was placed by Darthcoin. It's a taxi ad. Safe, reliable taxi service taking you where you need to be safe on time. Huh. Wait, you bought an ad for SNL?
Nope, I did not.
Oh. Somebody did. I didn't.
And then someone complimented Future Paul.
Oh, really? What did it say?
TrustedScalingSolution.com.
That's his website. There's a thriller podcast somewhere around the internet with me and him talking about that website. See if you can find it. Go send your bot to find it. And then the top one says, I love means whatever you want it to. No, a love. Wait, what? A heart means whatever you want it to.
We doubled our subscribers, I think, like last week or the week before. And so these classifieds are getting viewed more and more.
Look how you're selling it. You're subtle selling it. Look at that. I mean, this is the quickest way to get an ad on Stacker News Live, I would say. It's kind of cheap.
Well, we have people to unsubscribe. We're trying to get people to unsubscribe, so I don't know if that's a good idea.
Really looking like using the Laps app for photos. Using a dumb app to get cool effects. What is this? This is a Laps. What's a Laps app?
It's the app that she uses to edit her images.
Oh, okay. Does it take like lapsed photos or something?
I think it just does filters. It adds like relatively static filters, unintelligent filters, human sort of filters.
Yeah, check it out, Stackers. There's a web version, there's a print version, and then hit subscribe and buy the quarterly. You can get it quarterly, right?
Yes, we do. Like you can subscribe. You can buy all
that
next
looks
3 months of sales.
What is that?
That is a cool doodle.
Yeah, give me that and a sticker. Cool stuff. Oh, look at those tacos. Got those.
You're hungry, boy.
I'm totally hungry. Yeah, I'm totally gonna get some tacos tonight. What is this? We all have data now. What? Oh,
that was the highest.
Is that an AI image or?
I think so.
I was gonna say that's kind of a weird group of people. Okay. Well, Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
I think I already said I wasn't going to do anything, and so things keep happening as they do, or I don't do anything. But that's it. How about you? What are you up to?
I think I'm going to work this weekend. I say that every weekend, but like the winter storm passing through last weekend really set me back like 3 days because just.
Did you get frozen?
No, it's just everything was frozen in town. It was weird. It was like the city stood still for like 2 days, and yeah, I mean,
It's hard to work at home.
Texans take this stuff pretty seriously. No, it's just like the internet was spotty too. It's just not getting the same speeds that we get in here. Because I do a lot of uploading.
I believe it.
A lot of uploading.
That media life.
Well, it's just mostly I do my media stuff on the weekends, so yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that and yeah.
You'll catch up, and you'll get some tacos.
Yeah. All right. Well, Stackers, have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you next week at the same time, same channel. Don't forget to hit unsubscribe this week.
Check and make sure you're unsubscribed.
Check and make sure you're unsubscribed.
Bye. Zach.